how are you guys? Let's start lesson 8.3, DNA replication. In the previous lesson, we were talking about the DNA structure, and now we're gonna talk about the DNA replication, and we're gonna talk about the relationship between knowing the structure of the DNA and DNA replication. First of all, we should know what the meaning of DNA replication. Do you remember? When we were talking about the cell cycle, we said that the DNA should be copied or replicated before division. So DNA replication is the copying of the genetic material or copying of the DNA. Let's remember together Watson and Crick. Watson and Crick built model for the DNA, and they said that the DNA is in the form of double helix according to Chargaff's rule and the base pairing rule. They said that there are two strands and those two strands are complementary for each other. What the meaning of complementary? They complete each other and they are related to each other. How? If I told you in this strand, the base here is A or adenine. So what will be the base on the next strand or in the complementary strand? Obviously T binds with A, so A and T. If I told you here the base is C, what will be the base on the complementary strand? It's G, exactly. So my question now, can I use one strand as a template to know the sequence of bases on the complementary strand? Yes, of course. Let's see how. Here is one strand, and this strand has a certain sequence of bases. Can you use this strand as a template to build or to draw the complementary strand? Yes, let's try it in your copybook. A pairs with T, T pairs with A, C with G, and so on. Let's see the answer. Here is the complementary strand. So now you used this strand, the first strand, as a template to build the second strand. Do you know what you did now? Like what the cell does during DNA replication. So also the cell is smart. The cell can use one strand as a template to build the other strand, and this was the base for the DNA replication. So let's say again, the definition of the DNA replication is the copying of the genetic material, or I can say using a single strand of DNA as a template for building a new one. And this replication based on what? Based on base pairing rule. Base pairing means A pairs with T, C pairs with G. When does this process take place? This process takes place during the S phase in the cell cycle. Do you remember this is the cell cycle? S phase, one of the phases in the interphase. After completion of division, each body cell gets a complete set of identical DNA. That's why the DNA should be replicated or doubled. Why? To get new cells, and each cell has complete set of identical DNA. This was just an introduction for DNA replication, and we're gonna complete next video. Thank you.